Looking for a smarter and faster way to trade your...
Alrighty, good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. This is Billy. I'm just about to jump into the chat with the other boys. We'll be joined by Dave and Jojo today. Hope you can all hear me well. You will need to refresh the stream to get the chat back up because a bit rusty with this one and the chat wasn't active. So if you refresh the page, if you're on the mobile app too, just close the window, reopen the thing again. You should be able to enter the chat, because we love our chat and we want to get questions from our chat room as well. Alrighty, so I should be able to start to transition. Give me a second. Okay. This is what I haven't done. Aha. Right. Let me just jump in the voice chat with the lads while I transition the screen. Do a bit of magic here. Alrighty, how's it going, Dave and Jojo?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello. All right. So those watching the live stream, you only see me at the moment because we haven't sorted out the video situation yet. I apologize too for my voice being more nasally than usual. For some reason, my sinuses decided to play up like an hour ago, which is great.
Oh,
Great.
hard same. My kid went to preschool last week for the first time since the whole pandemic thing. So yeah. And of course, what did he bring back with him the first week? He brought home some macaroni pictures, and he brought back, whatever this illness is that I'm fighting off. So
yeah, it seems to be a common story. I know people that their kids went back to preschool and they're not getting well. So, all right, hey, welcome everyone. We got Casper in the chat. We got Crypto Newbie in the chat. We always love having Crypto Newbie around. All right, now how many people we got at the moment? Because we might give it some more time. I know I started a bit. Oh no, I started on time, didn't I? So we haven't done an AMA for a while, and hopefully the camera is showing the shirt properly, because last time some of the guys were having a whinge that this was back to front because my camera, the camera wasn't like flipped in the settings. But anyway, so it should be all right.
Well, it looks good to me.
Cool. And you can read it properly. So we've got some updates. We haven't done one since December, so it has been 3 months. So we've got a lot to cover, but we will do our best to stick to the 1 hour time limit. But those who've watched our YouTube AMAs know that we often have fun and get carried away and go a little bit over. Now, as always, when you're tuning in, if you're watching this on the replay, on the recording, I'll have timestamps in the description. So you can go there, skip through it if you don't want to listen to us ramble and talk rubbish. If you're just here for the important stuff. Now, I've got stuff written down this time too, so be a bit more organised. than last time. All right. So, how you lads been?
Things are very good. Exciting. I mean, like I said, other than a little chest infection.
You sound pretty good though. How you been?
Well, I mean, I always sound sexy.
Oh yeah, everyone.
It's added a little extra sexy to my
We've
voice.
missed your voice on those tutorial videos too, mate.
Yeah,
I gotta do some.
we're gonna get all the bugs worked out, and then we're gonna put together some
Mhm.
really great tutorial videos of the final product that's like really, really perfect,
100%.
instructional from beginning to end. We're very excited.
Hey, Freddie in the chat and Jojo, what's been going on? Tell everyone what's been going on in your life last few months.
Keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
Working on back end stuff. Bots, programming.
Been helping out
Shilling.
with the moon scan guy for a while as well. So that's something we've got in the works. Not directly related to BODA, but it's just to help with the moon scan stuff for Discord. So that's exciting stuff. And then you're still working on your cars and stuff, obviously, for work.
Oh yeah.
Never ending.
That's one thing that it never ends. Cars always break, even electric ones.
Nice. Alrighty, okay, let's get the show on the road. So if you are tuning in now too, don't be shy. Share it around, put it on social media. So I know we're doing an early one today, and we're actually going to do a Twitter Spaces tomorrow, which would be Sunday for Americans. So around the same time, we'll just start an hour early. So we'll be doing a Twitter Spaces one tomorrow. And I'm just inviting some other token projects that we've got listed. So Glow V2 is confirmed that they'll be there. They're going to try and get the Safe Moon Army, hopefully get them involved as well. So I think our Twitter Spaces will end up going off tomorrow, which is really exciting. But for today, we're going to do this YouTube AMA, obviously, so we can actually show you the visuals. And we've got a few updates. So let's cover the last 3 months. All right, so we've had a bit of a quiet time. Crypto market obviously went into the bear during that time as well. And I think everyone felt the pinch. Obviously, with our market, I think everyone's pretty aware that our price hasn't been the best since sort of last year, or at least since January. And that's a bit of, obviously, the markets, but then also people are just getting either impatient or, just... not really investing for the long term. And we've seen lately, as I've pointed out a couple of weeks ago, I think, where, I felt that I needed to voice the frustration because I'm sure everyone was feeling it. But we did have some day one holders who just decided to start selling every time we'd get up. So we'd get up, 20% or something, and then someone would decide to dump. So we're fully aware of, we don't know who they are, but we know the wallets. We keep an eye on them. So we are aware that one of them is sold out, and then there's another wallet that's down to their last trillion tokens. And then I believe there's another one that's down to their last 2 trillion, I believe. So that's it'll be great when they finally do get out. But it seems to be when I put that message out a couple of weeks ago that maybe one of them or both, or if it's the same person owns 2 wallets, I don't know. They may have listened because we've had a good run up. And one of those wallets did sell 1 trillion tokens a few days ago, but they didn't do it straight away, which was nice of them. So thank you, whoever you are, because it hasn't created that cycle of sort of the pump and dump look, which is really not a good look for any token project. So we've had that happen, sort of over time, but we have been building. So we've been building, we've currently got our BodaSwap, which we'll tap into in a minute. So we've got that. And then we're working on some other things which we'll tap into the live stream. But before we continue, I would actually like to say thank you to those in the community who have continued to push on, continue to support us for the last 3 months. And, well, not just the 3 months. But the last 3 months where we haven't had anything new to talk about, we haven't had anything new to show off, any new utilities, because we were running a bit behind on that. And so just want to give a bit of a shout out. And I know that I'm probably going to miss out on some people, and I apologize for that. But these are just the people that I'm aware of through Discord. We've reopened our Telegram as well, but through Telegram and mostly on Twitter. Twitter's like the easiest way I can actually sort of find people who use our hashtags. So big shout out to our man Jeffrey. I don't know if he's here this morning in the chat or anything, but Jeffrey, he is quite busy at the moment with his real life stuff, but he's always been around. He's always been trying to start up voice calls and things, which is great. And then we've got Richard, who's here in chat. So shout out to Richard, who's here as Casper. Richard's a diehard, relentlessly every single day, rain, hail, or shine. He's out there on Twitter, in our Discord, just shilling amazing work. We've got JBUSD, of course, the madman with the BODA tattoo. We've got his brother Stephen, who is known as QR. Is it QR Photo? Or QR Photo Man?
Yeah, QC Photo. We're from the
QC,
Quad
sorry.
Cities. Yeah, he lives
QC.
across the river from me.
I knew I'd get that wrong. Anyway, all right. So Stephen's been real great help. He's actually been helping us design a lot of the new graphic sort of social media posts. He also designed our swap listing graphics, which has been super helpful. And he didn't have to do that, but he's doing it because he supports us. So that's just something that we really want to give a shout out to. Like he said, he doesn't really care about the shout outs and stuff, but I think it's to be well noted. So I really appreciate that. And he does have, obviously, his real life jobs and stuff. So appreciate him doing that in between. We've also got Max, our crazy little Swiss guy that often pops off at Discord. So thanks to Max for still being around. We've got Freddie, who's joined us recently. So Freddie, I think, is from Sweden, but he's been really great on the Twitter shilling and stuff like that. We've got Nobby, who's I think is also known as Nathan, but he's been great as well. Same with Polymagoo. He's been around for a while, shilling and stuff for us as well. We've got Amol or Amol, who's great. We've got Crypto Layman. We've got Old Crypto Dude, who's been on Twitter a lot. Now, Old Crypto Dude, if you are listening, I don't know what your name is in Discord or anything, but Old Crypto Dude, if you are listening, just be aware that I think Twitter has shadow blocked you or something for spam because your posts aren't coming up in the hashtag search feed. So maybe just try to alternate your tweets because love your work, but all you're doing is hashtag, like just spamming the BODA hashtag. So you might have to edit the text. We've got Jonko90. I forget his name in our Discord. Might be the same. We got Diogo POS or POS. We got Mr. Meme, who's also, his username's Hamed. We've got Money Motivates, the Martin, Tassin Khan. So those who I've noticed anyway, who've been active pretty much every day or, as often as they can on Twitter for definitely those quiet times, which is super, super appreciated. So we're very happy with that. Did you guys have any other people that I haven't sort of covered off the top of your head?
No, I think that's most of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Ronnie. Ronnie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ronnie. Yeah, Ronnie's Amor. Amor,
that's what we get for saying that we got everyone and then we forget somebody. So,
Isn't Ronnie, yeah, I think Ronnie is Amor. Yeah, I forget. Anyway, Ronnie as well, if we've confused the two of you. All right, so that's our community appreciation. I'm trying to make a habit to every Sunday just to tag people on Twitter to get you guys and girls more followers. So also, don't get upset too if we miss you in the tweets because there's a character limit, but I'm going to try and do that every Sunday. Just as an appreciation, try and get you more followers and things like that, so that'll be awesome. All righty. Okay, so let's move on to our first exciting utility, which we've got. So, everyone who's already in our community will know about this. So we've got BodaSwap. All right, very exciting stuff. Now, for those who don't know what it is our first main utility, and we collect fees from every trade. So we collect 0.2% from every trade, and that's going to a wallet, and then we're going to do buyback and burns of BODA V2 tokens. So when we get enough BNB and BUSD and other tokens that we collect from fees, then we'll throw that back in, do a buyback and burn. So we'll do a buyback, which will get taxed, so that'll push through the BUSD rewards as well, and then we'll burn the tokens. Now, I'm also going to look at, get our auditor, Mathman Lee, so we can figure out the fee portion as well. So then we can burn those as well. So that we won't keep the fees in token value, but we definitely want to keep it taxed so you get the extra BUSD. Now we've bypassed slippage. So it's not auto slippage, which is a problem that's going around at the moment with the confusion stuff. So that's something we're focusing on to make a lot of people aware that it's not auto slippage. And that's just a communication thing. It's a messaging sort of thing. So I've told the other projects to also tell their communities about them that are listed. So the tolerance here is 0.5. And as we've explained already, that's the lowest you can go. So you can't go to 0. And again, we know some people have complained about that, but I mean, try going to PancakeSwap and doing 0 because you won't. It won't go through. So 0.5 is the bottom. Now, it works on buys, not sells. So sells, you still have to use slippage, which is just part of the system anyway. But we bypass slippage on the buys. Now, a question that people come up with in regards to the fees is because we charge 0.2%, which is less than PancakeSwap. But PancakeSwap is supposed to have a hard-coded liquidity provider fee, which is 0.17. However, and thanks to Chris from Meta BUSD, he's looked at a lot of the transactions and can't find that fee. And I already know, like, it's not there. It's really strange. Like, it's not even in the logs. But we've managed to bypass that somehow. So you only get charged a flat 0.2% fee. So you don't get charged 0.37%, for example. Like, you only get charged 0.2%. So I want to make that very clear. Now, we've got our token partnerships that are listed. And this is the other exciting thing about our BodaSwap. So since we've launched it, and part of the business model is when you want to work and network with other people and other people in the same industry, you need to have a give and take, right? Anyone in business understands this. So now we have a product that gives something to another project and they see value in it. And then we obviously in return get to share communities and get to share awareness and attention. And also the aim is to attract their community to, you know, their holders who keep buying their tokens to buy through us. We get the volume, right? We get the fee. So that's the whole purpose of that. So we're excited because so far we've listed 10 projects. So we've had 10 partnerships already in sort of less than a month. So we've been extremely flat out. I've been on Google Meet calls, interviewing every single day for sort of almost the last 3 weeks. And not just interviewing tokens, but also just having further callbacks and then organizing the promotion times, doing Twitter Spaces AMA with them, which most of you probably listened to already. So we've got Snoop Floki, Dive Wallet, Glow V2. Quickly on Snoop Floki, they are upgrading to a V2. So if anyone is holding their token, make sure you're in their Telegram, follow their Twitter to keep up to date with that progression. So we got Glow V2, BUSD Buffet, Nobility, Rematic V2. So again, they're already V2. This is their V2. But if you happen to be holding their V1, again, find out the information of how you can migrate. Meta BUSD. We got French Connection Finance, DFS Marcia, and Dogebonk. So those last 3 are the latest ones. And then we've also got SafeMoon listed, Baby Doge, Cheems Inu, Floki, our friends at Soku and their reward token Suteku. Then we have the standard cake, BEP20 Doge, USC BEP20, Bitcoin BEP20, Ethereum BEP20, AxiShard, Avalanche, Venus, and ignore the the other token, the other custom tokens in there. Now, in terms of custom tokens, you can also add the custom token contract for any BEP20. So as long as there's liquidity on PancakeSwap, you can import it as well. So if it's not on the list, you can still use our swap to buy without the slippage, right? So that's another awesome thing. And we are working on having a function where there will be a custom URL for imported tokens, just like there is on PancakeSwap. So that should make it a lot easier when new projects come out for them just to do the copy and paste link. We are also working on a widget, and a widget is basically just basically the similar swap, but it's something that projects can put on their website. So the widget would basically be like a API connected portal. So on their website, they'll have a swap design, but it'll only be their token. And so that'll also help us, right, with people going to project sites, they see the widget, they can just buy straight through there. We still get the volume and fees. So that's really awesome. Also, welcome everyone in the chat. I'm seeing there's more chatter. Very good stuff.
Yeah, great question in the chat. It is, besides BODA, BNB, and BUSD, the obvious triumvirate, right? Which token is the one that is the most traded?
Very good question. So I've looked at the records, and BUSD Buffet is leading it. They are the most traded out of the 10 projects we've listed. Dive Wallet's coming a close second. And then we've had a few of Cheems Inu, a few Safe Moon, and just bits and pieces of every other token. But what's also really good to see though is we're getting a few trades of tokens that are not listed. So that means people who are very aware of how to import tokens, they're just importing stuff. So what did we? I think we had like Hot Off of Gold. We had some Brew Labs ones. We've just even had just all sorts of different like tokens I'd never even heard of. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool to know that people are starting to get the message.
Exciting to hear these other communities are letting their holders know that they can get lower slippage trades here.
Yeah, 100%. And that's part of the whole setup, is that's the reason why we're partnered with these projects who are listed. The other thing too with the listed, so the ones that we do meet in the 10 projects that we listed, so we go through a KYC process. So we have the video calls, so we meet them. We know they're real people, right? And we can look them face to face. But then we also get ID. So we either get a passport photo or a driver's license. And that's what we keep on file. And then we'll only ever release that if they deliberately run off or something like that. But that's a safety net. And we only had one project so far that was hesitant with it. But after talking to them and after, explaining, well, it's something that if they want to go on exchange and stuff, they have to do anyway, and so like we've been around for a while. It's a mutual trust thing, and it's something that's going to benefit them as well as us. We also have the certificate now, so we can give them certificates and post it on socials, and they can post it, print it out, whatever. But it's just another element with the KYC stuff. And that's obviously a safety net because there's so many rugs and scams and just, all that sort of bad stuff that's going around. So it's really good stuff. And like we're getting good feedback from the other projects about it. Now, in terms of why is BodaSwap so exciting? Apart from bypassing slippage and making it super easy for people to buy tokens, if you look at the metrics, on average, PancakeSwap does about $800 million worth of volume per day in trades. Now, I'm not obviously delusional on saying we're going to get 800 million straight away, but if we can start collecting and getting people off PancakeSwap to BodaSwap, and then we get portions of that. If we get $10 million a day volume, or if we get 50 mil or et cetera, like that's going to help us a lot. Even if we've obviously got to start small, but even if we start with 1,000, 2,000 a day just in the fees, right? That all adds up. So that's something that's really, really exciting. And it's a feature that with our current system, we're not having our own DEX liquidity either. So for a lot of projects, it's really, again, enticing because they don't need to, one, front up extra money and extra tokens for liquidity. But secondly, they don't have to worry about the price arbitration because it all goes through PancakeSwap anyway. And if you have your own DEX liquidity, unless you have an arbitration script that automatically does it, your price would be different. So often when tokens are listed on other DEXs, you'll find sometimes the price will be different by like 5%, or something like that. Depends. So the projects don't have to worry about that. And that's another exciting thing for them. And, again, with liquidity is that a lot of projects when they first launch will lock them for years. So if they've locked all their liquidity, then they can't get it out anyway. So that's, again, another benefit. So this whole system, the way I've thought about it is, I've approached it from a project point of view and going, well, what would I be happy with and what would entice me to list on a swap exchange or another DEX? and all that sort of stuff. And it's working. You know, we've got all these other tokens now coming to us through word of mouth as well, which is, again, another amazing sign that the other projects are so comfortable with us, they like what we're doing, that they're telling their friends in the crypto space, right? The other devs that they know, the other friends they know. So they're coming to us. So this is just a really good start, you know. And like I said, we got to start small, but we've already got 10 projects listed within less than a month. So that's pretty exciting stuff. So do you guys have anything else to add to that?
No, I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, all the updated features and the new stuff that's going to come out. Exciting stuff.
Yeah, awesome. I got to remember to keep on time too and not blabber too much. But yeah, Jojo, did you want to add anything else to that?
Well, I was just going to say that all of the projects that we've listed are fantastic projects too. And anyone listening, we encourage you to check them out because they're vetted. They're good.
Yeah, 100%.
It's all grassroots.
That reminds me also, so we have our guide. I know there's a few troubleshooting issues at the moment. We've got our guide, which is all on Gitbook. So you can read about what BODA token, all the links, obviously, what is the swap, and then all the listed info. So I've done my best to just sort of give the brief info that's on CoinMarketCap or from their website, and then you can check out. So you can check out their audits, their websites, everything, and then their Discords or Telegram, depends. Some have both, some only have one. So that's a really easy and simple place to go where all the information's at. Alrighty, so next part, exciting part. We are listed on INDACOIN, and there were a couple of issues that they've now said they fixed. I think initially there was something going wrong with the KYC element, but now they've fixed it. So now you can buy BODA directly with a credit card. Now, unfortunately, they can't provide the system to Americans anymore. They used to be able to, but they can't. That's because of regulation stuff. But again, if regulations change, they will be able to provide customer service and all that sort of stuff to Americans. But apart from that, you can do it like it works for Australians. You can do it Australian dollars. It works in most countries. You've got to do KYC because anything involving fiat has to have KYC. But all you do is you put in your address, so your wallet address has to be BEP20 address. Then you can put in your email. The other bonus is you can also buy BNB directly through INDACOIN. You can also buy native Bitcoin and native Ethereum. Now, I know this says BODA address, but basically you've just got to realize that Ethereum is your ETH address, which would be the same as a BEP20. But Bitcoin needs to be a Bitcoin address. So obviously it can't be the Ethereum one. And then BNB, I'm pretty sure it is BEP20 BNB. So it should be your wallet address. But if it's wrong, if the wallet address is wrong, it'll prompt you anyway. Then you go through the steps. You got to do your KYC and all that sort of stuff. We've also got Ramp. So Ramp is another one, fiat to crypto. And they did disable BNB, but they've turned it back on, which is great. So you can now buy BNB. You can buy a whole bunch of other tokens as well. But this works for Americans. So you can buy BNB. And I've heard from a lot of Americans it works really well. You do have to do a KYC element as well. But yeah, that's really smooth, easy. So just those two features, INDACOIN you can buy directly with BODA, which is really awesome. And then with Ramp, you can just buy direct fiat. So you can directly buy BNB, don't have to mess around the exchanges. And that is awesome for Americans who have a lot of trouble.
Yeah, I think this is a really great feature just because we can, you know, like there's so many people that know that auntie or grandma or something like that they talk to, and then they're like, oh, what are you doing with the cryptos, you know? And then you're like, explain it to them, and oh, that sounds like something I'd like to do. And it's, you know, before it was, oh, cool, well, just go to your pancake swap and flip your, you know, wig for this and that, and you know, they would just look at you like you know, grew a second head out of your shoulders. But now you're like, hey, give me your credit card. And you go here, do the whole thing from one website, which is very cool.
Yeah. And I just saw, so Crypto Newbie in the chat just said Ramp works really well and it's generally cheaper than competitors. So that's another good tip. Good to know. Also, make sure you do go follow and subscribe to Crypto Newbie because he makes a lot of good content. And he's obviously been a supporter of ours for a while. So always happy to see him around. Right. Now, our next one. Okay, so Now we move on to exciting stuff that we're doing for the future. So everyone already knows we've got an NFT marketplace on the roadmap. We've got yield farming on the roadmap and NFT gaming on the roadmap. Okay, so I'm going to start with the NFT stuff. All right, so we have actually found an artist to make us a whole collection. Now, we still have the partnership with Pin NFT and the BODA Planet cards that we showed last year. They're still there. It's still in the works. Like, they've fully completed the cards, but their marketplace is like sort of pushed back. So we've still got that partnership with Pin NFT, but obviously they hold the BODA NFT planets. With this new artist, we've got all the NFTs and we get all the rights to it and everything. So I've got them in our possession. All right. So very exciting stuff. I think they look really, really cool. But we've got Dancing Leo too. Let's put up. All right. So our first exciting news is a new collection of BODA, specifically for BODA NFTs. Now this is just 6 out of 21, I think he made us. We can always get more. Now these are all individual. So this is basically steampunk. It's like steampunk vehicles. And I think that they look freaking awesome. It's not another cartoon animal thing wearing hats and glasses and all that sort of stuff, which I know is popular. But to me, it's also boring, to be honest.
And
no,
cookie cutter.
Yeah, cookie. Well, and again, no offense to projects that are doing it. And I am speaking with someone about doing possibly a kangaroo NFT range because we're Australian. Yeah. Which will have the hats, the silly hats and glasses and stuff. So again, not shaming the cookie cutter animal cartoon stuff. However, from an art point of view, and I'm not really into art stuff anyway, but I think from an art point of view and a collector's point of view, I feel like these are way cooler. So I can zoom in a bit too. So it doesn't look as good in this resolution. But as you can see, there's a cool little thing that this person's done where in like sometimes it's not easy to read, but you can see the word BODA, but it's like it's hidden, kind of. You know what I mean? BODA's there. Yeah. So it's a little bit cryptic, but it has BODA in there. So you've got BODA in here. That's meant to be a bit BODA. I think there's BODA somewhere in here. It might be, I don't know, it's somewhere in there. There's BODA here. I think that's meant to be BODA, or it's like backwards. Yes, I think that's maybe BODA scrambled. Anyway, there's a few of them that are really obvious, and then a few of them that you've kind of got to like figure out. But that's like, I think, a really cool way and like a subtle way to still have our branding in there, so people also know that it's our official NFTs. So that I think is really, really cool. The thing that we're going to have to put up for a vote, though, where the community will get involved, obviously, is that we have these NFTs right now ready to go, but we don't have our own NFT marketplace. So I'll do a poll in Discord during the week, but I need the community to help us decide, do we put these on OpenSea now, and we can use the Polygon system, so it's cheaper, so the Polygon ETH will be cheaper in gas fees. We could do that now, and obviously all the proceeds, all the profits, well, not all the profits, everything from the revenue raised from these NFTs selling will go straight back into BODA token, right? So straight back into buyback and birds, essentially. So we could do that now, or we could wait for our own NFT marketplace to put these up. But it'll be the same thing. We'll still get fees. We'll still get the whole amount. So that's a decision that we need the community to vote on. Because again, if we put them on OpenSeas, then we won't be able to put them on our marketplace. At least not these ones. And I could even save them. I could even just put these 6 up or 10 of them up, and then keep the other half for our marketplace. Because the whole point of NFTs too is the rarity and where they are. Now, in terms of our marketplace, so we got some update on that, is that I've decided to contact and reach out to another development company. So our devs that we have now are really, really awesome, but there's so much work that they've got to do still to fix up the BodaSwap stuff, fix up the JavaScript issues that keep clashing with mobile devices. And this is just something that I learned recently too by talking to the other project CEOs and other project devs, is that it's not a problem that we are just facing, which is nice to know. It's really nice to know that, there's honestly times where I feel like, man, did we just screw up, or are these devs like not as competent? I'll be honest, there was times where I thought that, but then to find out that other devs have done the same thing where, everything works in the test net, in the virtual machine, obviously that works, but the test net works, and then you go live and things break. And this whole JavaScript mobile thing is actually really, really common. And the whole Trust Wallet thing and iPhones is really common. So just to hear from other project devs and CEOs that they had the same headaches was actually really refreshing. So because of that, and which I'll touch onto the yield farm next, but with the yield farm too, our devs will be focused on that. Now, if we try and get them to make a marketplace, we can't do it simultaneously because they just don't have the time, right? Because it's going to take 8 hours a day for each of them to focus on the yield farm stuff. So that's why I've reached out to another company. I'm just still talking with them about a budget, but they've basically said they could do one in 10 weeks. So obviously hold them to that. And with deadlines, I'm not going to say 10 weeks exactly because, as we all know with tech and stuff, like we get headaches. But that's what they've told me is 10 weeks. So if we started with them, like say even next week, or sorry, this coming week, and then they actually get it done in the 10 weeks that they say they can do it, and then let's say we give it an extra week, so then let's say we could launch it in 11 weeks, that's a possibility. Now, the other exciting thing though with the marketplace is that it'll be on 3 chains to start with. So it'll be accessible on BNB, Ethereum, and Matic, Polygon. Now, the options will be when the creators mint the NFTs, they have to choose what network the NFT is going to be on. But basically, our NFT will allow people to purchase on the different chains, but you won't be able to purchase one NFT. You won't be able to get the one NFT and choose 3 different prices, though. You won't be able to do that because it's not functional at the moment, because that requires bridging and all that sort of stuff. So if the creator puts up, let's say, the same NFT image, but one for BNB, one for Ethereum, one for Matic or Polygon, then that would be an option, right? Or let's say, they have exclusive 10 set for BNB, another 10 set for Ethereum, et cetera, et cetera. So that's a really cool element. The other thing with the NFT marketplace, which I'm happy to sort of share, and some other projects probably going to try and steal it, but that's right. Is a reward system for BODA exclusive NFTs. So what's going to happen is we will have an individual smart contract specifically for the NFT. So we'll have a smart contract for the NFT marketplace, and we'll have a smart contract specifically for BODA only NFTs. Now, the BODA only NFTs, what they can do is they can actually put in a reward system. What we can actually do with the BODA only NFTs is when you have them and hold them, you'll essentially get dividends. Now, what we can do is actually do monthly dividends off the trading volume of the entire marketplace. All right. So what we could do is, let's say, for every BODA NFT, you get 10% share of the entire volume. Okay. Now, just to break this down as a very simple example, let's say we have 100 NFTs, right? Okay. Now, if we had 100 ETH volume in a month, right, then you get 10% of that, which is 10 ETH. Now, I did write this down the other day. Let me just make sure I don't screw this maths up. But it's 100 ETH, right? And then we divide that by the 100. So if my maths is right, and I don't look dumb if I mess this up, it should be 0.1 ETH per NFT, right? I don't know if you want to double check that, Dave, but I'm fairly certain that's what I wrote down. So if that makes sense, right? So each NFT in that example, we'll get 10% of total trading volume. And then let's say we had 100 ETH, and then obviously you have to divide that by 10% and then 100, right? Because there's 100 in circulation. Now that's a simple example, right? Now the thing is though, because we write our own smart contract for the BODA NFTs, we can also make it that you'll also get BNB and Matic. So if you did 100 volume of ETH, 100 volume BNB, and 100 volume of Matic, and we had 100 NFTs that were sold and in people's wallets, everyone would get 0.1 ETH, 0.1 BNB, 0.1 Matic, like every month. So that's a really, really, I think, an amazing concept that they can build for us. And that'll also give more incentive for people to buy the exclusive BODA NFTs. And these steampunk ones won't be the only ones, right? Because we can get other artists and other commissions for exclusive BODA only NFTs. But that's how we'll set it up. How do we get the volume revenue? Well, we'll be charging a minting fee to the creator. And then we'll be adding a commission for every on sale as well of the NFT. So that's how we're going to drive our revenue basically. And obviously that will go to a revenue funding wallet, and then every month it'll push out dividends to the NFT holders. Now, if you on-sell the NFT, well, then the next wallet that it goes to will collect the dividend token or whatever. We haven't fully worked out what we're going to do, but example's sake, let's say just like the BODA V2 tokens, when you move the tokens, transfer them, if you transfer them wallet to wallet, the dividend tokens move with the tokens. So the NFTs would do the same thing. So that, I think, is really, really cool. We're also looking at a sort of subscription service where if you hold a certain amount of BODA V2 as a creator, you then don't have to pay the minting fee that we're going to charge. So that's a bit of a thing that I want to do as well to incentivize people to keep buying BODA V2. So they'll buy a BODA V2 to not have to pay the minting fee every time, if that's what they want to do, right? Don't ask me on how much BODA V2 yet, because I've got to calculate that.
Yeah, I haven't gotten free mint since I stayed at a hotel, so that's
great. Always with the jokes. That's why we love you, Dave. All right, so that's an idea, and that can be done. Like I said, they reckon they can do that all in 10 weeks. I think having the 3 different chains on there and then having our exclusive NFTs with a reward functionality in the NFTs is going to be pretty sick. And just obviously having a place for creators to choose the 3 chains. I'm aware that there's other NFT platforms that do Binance Chain and Ethereum Chain already. But I think with the reward system for our exclusive BODA NFTs, we'll probably give it a bit of a leg up. Now, my other design, which will be on the NFT platform, but this will be a secondary and secondary to the marketplace, right, is a music player platform. Think of something like iTunes or Spotify, where creators can then put MP3s up, and you can either charge people per song or per album. And when you purchase that, you'll get a copy of, you won't get the MP3 in your wallet, but you'll get a copy basically of the code, the NFT code, the smart contract code, whatever, token, whatever it is, in NFT format in your wallet. What that means is you'll be able to listen on our playlist, on our audio player, that song, that album, or that podcast, because I want to have podcasts on there as well, as long as you want for the life that you have that music NFT. You won't be able to sell or trade the music NFT. That's a future option I would like to install. But for the time being, the plan for the music player is just to have it like a Spotify, iTunes style music player. Now, adding to that, we can add a subscription service again. So those who hold a certain amount of BODA V2 can then subscribe to the artist. So you subscribe like you subscribe to a YouTuber. So you subscribe, then that gives you free access to all their music. So that is a subscription service that you need to hold a certain amount of BODA V2 for. For the creator themselves, because they're obviously not getting money per music or per podcast or per album, with the subscribe button, we will calculate how many subscribers they have within a 30-day period. and then obviously we'll compensate the creator or the artist for those subscriptions. So if they get 10 subscriptions in a month, then we'll just credit them back, whatever it is. Like if it's 10 albums, an album times 10 or whatever, or a song times 10, you know what I mean? So that's something we'll have in place. Now, again, because we can reimburse them because we'll be using the revenue stream from the NFT marketplace. So that's another incentivization, I guess, for getting people to keep buying BODA V2 as well. So if they want to use a service and they want to subscribe to an artist or subscribe to a podcast and listen to it that way. Because the other thing too with music NFTs, it's like hotcakes right now. Like everyone's talking about it. No one's really done it yet properly. And I'm seeing a lot on Twitter Spaces too. Like the conversations are also changing from NFTs to NFT music. I saw like even someone like Andy Liang like start posting about it the other day and stuff, and people that went to Dubai Crypto Week posting about NFT music. So that's something that, I think it's definitely good to jump on the train. And I think just in general, like there's a lot of crypto podcasts and things that I think we could get them on board. And I mean, obviously we could run a promo, right? We could say, hey, like if you jump on, then you don't have to pay, like we'll just reimburse your minting fee or something. You know what I mean? Like we could do all that sort of stuff. But that'll be in the pipeline, but that'll come after the marketplace, but it'll be on the same site. Yeah. Hope that makes sense.
Well, not only that, it opens the door to many other things besides just a picture.
Yeah.
Or a digital rendering. Then it'll be a digital rendering of audio versus just an image or a movie.
Yeah. Well, and video, like movies and stuff, is another future idea as well.
Yeah.
The reason why I'm going music first, though, is because it's actually easier to develop just a music player. And it'll be, like I said, it'll be like Spotify or iTunes. It'll have like a 30-second preview as well. So you'll be able to go to there, press the music player thing, and it'll be like, oh, preview 30 seconds, decide if you want to buy it or not. So that's all in the works. So that will come secondary. But the marketplace will come first because I think that's more priority. Then we'll build the music one after. So that's in the pipeline. So again, I don't want to set time. It's like strict deadlines and whatever. But if we sign the contract and sort of get it started next week, this week. I keep forgetting it's Sunday. Well, Sunday for me anyway. This week, like I said, they reckon 10 weeks. So, and I'm going to hold them to it because, otherwise they're not going to get paid anymore if they go past the deadline. But yeah, so that is really exciting. So again, we'll do a community vote this week, decide if we want to wait to the NFT our own marketplace and make these exclusive BODA ones, or if we just put a few up on OpenSeas, obviously in the hope that we do get some sales and we can just get some money back to put back into BODA and sort of pump the volume and the rewards. All right. So if you got any questions in chat about it too, you can ask us. Otherwise, we'll go over this again on Twitter Spaces tomorrow, where people will be able to jump up on VC and ask more about it. Okay, so the yield farm, right? So the next bit is yield farm. I don't have any content for yield farm, so we'll just leave us on our lovely dashboard page. We're almost at $1 million dues paid out, which is exciting. Okay, so our yield farm. Woo! So
Hype.
So our yield farm. Okay, how much time? Okay, yeah, we are running over time. All right, yield farm. So the yield farm obviously delayed because the BodaSwap stuff's pushed us back. But the yield farm idea is just like any other yield farm. I've talked about a lot in our Discord and our chats. But one of the community members brought up the idea of a reward token, which is something I'd already been kind of thinking about. And it's because of the SokuSwap yield farm, which is also still active, by the way. It's active for another month and a bit. But the SokuSwap one, they created Suteku. Suteku is their reward token for the yield farm, which has less supply, which does make the price higher. But they've actually done it in a successful way too, that it actually, enough liquidity and stuff, so it's actually was valued more, you know what I mean? So instead of it just being like something on paper that looks expensive or looks valuable, it actually is valuable. So that's something that we need to design, and I need to get into the tokenomics of it to make sure that when we build this reward token, that it will also actually be valuable, and it won't just be numbers on a piece of paper being like, oh, it's worth $1. But, like in reality, it's not worth much than BODA, in the physical sense. So with a new token, again, I don't have the tokenomics and stuff fully set out yet. But with a new token, I also need the community to decide, which we'll do this week in another vote, is we need to decide, do we want to do a pre-sale for the reward token, or do we just want to launch it as a fair sale? Now, there's pros and cons to both, right? The pre-sale stuff, which blows my mind, but pre-sales are going off right now. As we know, certain projects have, received like 2,000 BNB in a pre-sale, like ridiculous, right? So I'm thinking with the pre-sale, if we say, for example, set a soft cap at 200 BNB and a hard cap at 500, right? Now with a pre-sale, we would work out the BNB stuff, and then let's say, for example, we go, all right, so the pre-sale amount, so we'll put half of it into liquidity to start with, and make sure we'll match the pre-sale prices as well, so we don't have too many people selling on launch, because that's a downside to pre-sales. So we'll do launch at the same price that you get in on the pre-sale. Now, let's say we put half of it into liquidity to start with, and then the other half we can use towards like marketing and other stuff with it. But that's something we could, again, I want the community to decide if you want a pre-sale. If we do a fair launch, it will start with no liquidity. So the only risk there is the initial starting price and the risk of it getting pumped and dumped on the fair launch would mean initially the token might not be worth as much versus a pre-sale. So at least in a pre-sale, we can guarantee with the liquidity from the pre-sale that we collect, we can make sure that it'll start at that price, if that makes sense. And it's not saying that it won't go down, because people will sell and stuff. And obviously, initially, there'll be a pump anyway, because people tend to buy in even when there's a pre-sale launch. But at least we get a baseline for the price. And then that'll sort of set the tone, at least initially, for our yield farm, because we've got the token there, and then you'll receive that as a reward. And then obviously we'll take fees from the yield farm. Now, with that, the other thing we have to think about too is we currently take a fee from the tokenomics of BODA V2 that was supposed to go to the yield farm. So we can decide whether we then add that to the burning of the BODA V2 supply, or do we... there's an idea where we could use that fee percentage every week, for example, to buy back the reward token to push its price up, but it means that it'll be selling BODA V2. But that is an option, but that'll obviously mean that, we have to swap BODA V2 for the new reward token. So one would go up, but the other would go down. So that's a thing, but it depends too on the mathematics, because if we get enough fees generated from the yield farm, we could just put the fees back into BODA V2 to even it out, which is kind of a concept that I've been talking to Kevin from BUC Buffet about, because he's got his algorithm smart contract, which we've had discussions too about him happy to sort of copy it and give us one for like what they do is buyback and burns every Friday. And so something similar where we could do that. And again, with the reward system and the yield farming, we could do that, even it out, and sort of do maybe every Friday, like buy the reward token, but also buy back BODA and kind of even the two out, but they'll both go up. So that's sort of what's going through my head as well, like just in terms of ideas and how do we make sure that both are kind of sitting nicely. So that's a cool idea, I think. But yes, primarily, I'll need the community to decide what we want to do in terms of a pre-sale or a fair sale, because I don't want to have to just force people into something. Yeah, because this whole thing also depends on, the yield farming stuff, reward tokens, they're all great. But people need to also realize that, when we give out, especially a new reward token, that if people take profits and sell that reward token, it can, creates that negative pressure. So that's why, again, I need people to decide what we're going to do, because if we do a fair launch and then after a couple of months, people are profiting from the yield farm and then selling their profits, that's going to push it down. But if we did a pre-sale and we had some money in a war chest or in a fund, that's something we can put aside too, and then maybe inject that back into the reward token after that initial kind of profit taking happens. That's sort of what I'm leaning towards. But again, happy to just throw it out of the community, because it's a pretty big decision. And it kind of just shapes like where we're going to go with the yield farm too. You guys got any thoughts about that one?
It's a lot of exciting stuff.
Yeah.
A lot to take in.
Yeah, I know. So, yes, very exciting. And I'm not I need to get more hype too. This was talking about, so Unite DeFi. So, yeah, we're on Unite DeFi now. Go check out the podcast too. It did go for a long time. But it's sort of like I was talking to some of the guys on, and we had a bit of a chat after the podcast as well. A lot of us aren't really into like the whole hyping and like essentially BSing stuff, which we kind of all suck at. But I think it's part of just like feeling too like sort of weird and like dishonest about it. Even though we're not being dishonest, it just like even when we're hyping legitimate stuff, it just makes us feel awkward. But it was funny too, because a lot of the guys are like that. They just want to push out stuff and just be like, here it is, here's my product, but we all know we need to actually hype stuff up leading up to it, because that's what gets people excited and gets people buying. But it was just funny. I talked to a lot of them and they had the same feelings, and it was like, it's rough, man. Like, we need to hype it up, but we just don't want to look like, look like idiots.
What a pain it is being the honest projects.
Yeah, right? Yeah. All right. Okay. So as we start to wrap up, so thank you for tuning in and listening all the way, if you're still here on the live stream or if you are watching the playback. All right. So birthday month. We have been here for almost 12 months, which is insane for a crypto project. V1 started on the 29th of April and V2 started on the 22nd of September. Pretty sure. Yes. So we have been around with the BODA project as a whole since the 29th of April. And then we'll probably do another celebration of September for V2, but this is our birthday, essentially. 12 months in crypto is like, it's huge for any project to last 12 months, especially because a lot of them just phase out after like 3 months. But work-wise, like we've been doing this 7 days a week for 12 months. So it also feels like 5 years. Like it's just, but it's not also like, it's not something I regret, or it's not something that I'm like, oh man, I wish I could just walk away. Like I still enjoy doing it, obviously, and this is why I'm still here. But it's just one of those things that I think we should all be proud of, and everyone in the community, like even because we've still got people from V1 days, and of course we've got majority of people from V2. But those who were with us from V1 know, we went through the struggles, just everything with V1. So we're just thankful for those who are still here from V1 days. And we're going to celebrate big in April. So April is our month. We are in April. Right. So we've already started some events. We have started just quickly, my bad. Just quickly, NFTs. Shout out to MetaZero, because he's the one who made them, the steampunk ones. So quick shout out to MetaZero. I will retweet this now. So he's doing a giveaway to help build his followers and his collection. He's currently got these golden bulls, which are right here on OpenSea, and he's doing giveaways. So if you go follow him, check him out, do all that sort of stuff, you could win. I think he's giving away 5. But yeah, you can check him out. So again, he's doing some pretty cool stuff. He's got Golden Bulls, and he's got some other stuff on his profile. So go check him out. All right, sorry, I almost forgot the shout out. All right, merch. Right, so all of April, or pretty much most of April, we will have our merch promo, and I did have this up. I apologize. Let's quickly scroll down. You can also look at all the certificates, all the good stuff. There we go. Okay, I did have this up before. Right. So we have our promo days for our birthday month. So up until the 12th of April, it's 20% off store-wide. Then from the 30th to the 20th, it's 15% off store-wide. Then from the 21st to the 26th, you get free shipping. And then from the 1st to the 4th of May, you get 15% off. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the dates to cross over from the 27th. So that's why the last 15% off is in May. But basically, you've got until the 26th of April to take advantage of the merch sales. It's up to you, obviously, if you want to get the 20% off or if you think the free shipping will be worth it. Depends where you live. In Australia, I just actually stocked up and ordered a few things today. I ordered like another 2 shirts, another cup, a hat, and a beanie. All paid full price too, so we collect all the profits, obviously, that go towards the buyback and burn. But for the free shipping, like for me in Australia, the shipping costs like 30 US or something for international.
Ouch.
Yeah, but like, so that's what I mean. Like, but the 20% off was about that. 20% off was about $22 that I saved. So it kind of, kind of was almost free shipping. So you just have to have a think about it. But I definitely think, depending, especially if you live in America, 20% off is probably going to be more value for money. So have a look through that. We've got the site here. Oh, no, not that one. Site here. So if you've got to press redeem, make sure you press the redeem button, okay, when you get the thing, and then you can go through. So new designs, again, thanks to Stephen for the designs. So we've got the money tree one now, the new one. So we've got the ones that are good on light colored clothing, the one that's good on dark. We've updated the URLs as well. So bodatoken.app. So we've got the hold one. We've got the new BodaFam one. We do have a sticker as well, but we might need to fix that one up because someone in the community pointed that out the other day. All right, so you can go through all that good stuff on the merch. Now we are doing competitions as well. So we are doing our Shilling contest, which is now live until the end of April. So we've got a $750 giveaway. So the top 3 will get $250 each. You can submit your entries, your Twitter shill screenshots once every hour. If you subscribe to our newsletter on our Twitter page, so at the top here, if you subscribe here, okay, so if you can do that, that'd be great because then we can notify you. You've just got to check your email, make sure it doesn't go to spam and unflag it if it does. But I'm using that at least once a week just for the important stuff. So I know sometimes people don't always check Twitter. That'll go straight to your email. So if you do that, that'll be great. That gives you extra points as well. Now we have the leaderboard. We have a few people that are really gung-ho. I will be manually checking all these though, because in the past we have had people send photos of their cats and dogs and just all sorts of crazy stuff. So I will be checking them manually. Someone did say they got spam blocked or something. I don't know if maybe some of these people. If that happens, maybe try a different email address. If you've used Sweet Widget before and you've been spam blocked, then it's probably going to be your whole account. So my only recommendation is to try a different email address. Be careful using VPNs. I haven't turned the anti-VPN security on, but that could also be another problem if that's the case. Now, with the merch stuff, we're also going to do a giveaway at the end of the month for those who can submit photos of them wearing merch. And this will also apply for existing merch holders as well. So that way, people won't be out of pocket. Yay, Jeffrey's in chat. Yoo! Welcome. I just saw him pop up. So the merch stuff, we'll run a giveaway at the end of the month. It should give people enough time to order merch if they haven't got any already. But it'll also be applicable to those who have existing merch because I don't want people to be out of pocket if they can't afford to buy new merch. So we'll do that giveaway at the end of the month. But I'm just letting people know now. So they've got a bit of incentive to buy merch. It goes to a good cause. It goes back to buyback and burn. the 20% off still gives us the full profits. So it's like a commission-based thing. So we get like a percentage from every item sold. But yeah, I checked the settings just before when I bought stuff, and it still gave us the full profits. So the 20% off is done by the shop, and it's taken off the price. We don't actually lose 20% profit. So that is good stuff. Right. Alrighty. Now, you guys add anything else? I've gone through my list.
No, I think that's all we had scheduled for today.
Sweet. Yo! Yes!
All covered.
I was just watching Jeffrey go nuts in chat. All right, so really good stuff, really good updates. Excited about the NFT marketplace and the ideas that I have. I'm excited about the yield fund coming up. We do just have a few touch-ups to do with BodaSwap, like I mentioned earlier, with the JavaScript errors and stuff like that. But other than that, we're all good. We're going to do a Twitter space tomorrow. So we're going to start at 10 a.m. tomorrow. And I know it's a bit early, especially for a Sunday morning. But I've got Glow V2. Brian from Glow V2 said he can be there. He's gonna try and get Legion, SafeMoon Legion, who's now joined their team, to try and give us a bit of a push. We've got the other guys. DFS Mafia is maybe. I think Meta BUSD is coming, or maybe. And then I'm just waiting to hear back from some of the other tokens. Unfortunately, Rheumatic and Nobility said they're not able to attend because they've got other stuff going on, like IRL. Then we've got some other people. I think Crypto Newbie might be able to come along. I've messaged Todd Hart. He might be able to come along. So I'm just trying to get a bunch of people in our space tomorrow as well, because what happens with Twitter Spaces, which we've noticed lately with the AMAs we've done with other projects, is it lights up your profile that you're in a space. And so if people see your profile in the feeds and stuff, which a lot of you will when you're following someone, it'll actually say that they're in a space. But not only that, on the phone app, on the top, along the top of the phone app, it'll actually also show the spaces. And so if you're following someone and they're in a space, it'll actually come up at the top. So it's a really good way to spread that exposure. And so with Glow V2, Brian's been really helpful. He's got the SafeMoon army that follow them because they're listed on SafeMoon Swap. So again, hopefully we'll get some more people in. So we'll just run through basically what we've run through today, just in a shorter version. And obviously refer people to watch this hour-long AMA. And then we will get them to come up and speak as well. And then we'll do the question stuff as well. So you guys, if you're there, you can come up, say, hey, ask questions, chit chat. And we'll just go for as long as we feel like it, basically, with the space. So that's just a cool thing we're going to do at 10 a.m. US Eastern Standard Time. It'll be 3 p.m. London time. So that will be on tomorrow. And I will schedule a tweet thing so you can set a reminder. All right. So that's our awesome stuff right now. So really excited. I'll put up a vote during the week.
Hype.
Huh?
Hype.
Hype. Hype.
Hype.
Awesome stuff. Thanks again for tuning in live. I know we're a bit rusty at this. It's been like 3 months since we last did one. But I appreciate it. We will work on also doing VidCams for everyone, so it's not just me here. Hi. We'll try and get Dave and Jojo to have their faces up somehow. Just got to figure it out. But yeah. Anyway, I have to run off to a meeting anyway with another token. Ooh, exciting. And everything continues. We're building, we're going, we're moving. Awesome stuff. Again, super appreciate everyone in the community who's continues to support us, and also everyone new who's joining us. Yeah, I don't know what I can say, just super thankful. My drive I haven't given up. My drive is still there. I'm still networking. I'm joining other podcasts, joining Unite DeFi, doing lots and lots of networking, trying to network with other just blockchain companies and stuff as well, especially with the Americans now. They know people in America, so it's really helpful. It's just awesome stuff. Just really excited about the NFT marketplace too. I think if we can nail not just our own BODA NFT with the reward system in place, which is not really done at the moment. There's some NFTs that offer it, but not really in a marketplace sense. And then the music, Spotify, iTunes style thing. That I think it would be really, really cool. So excited to get that started. And then I know a lot of people are excited for the yield farm stuff. So we've got to get that off the ground. And that's it. That's what we got. We got that. It's very exciting. Any last words?
As if that's not enough, right?
Oh, mate. There'll probably be something. Oh, I don't know. There'll be stuff. I don't know. There's always stuff going on.
Hey, crypto never sleeps.
Never sleeps. Oh, no. Actually, yeah, we're not announcing it yet. I am working with Glow because thankfully Brian's got a really good NFT artist. We are making a charity NFT with someone, with Glow, us, and someone else who's going to promote it for us. But yeah, can't really say much about it yet because it's not finished. So we'll probably do one next week. But then next week will be super short because it'll just be that'll be the announcement. Yeah. Yeah, get Jave and Jojo on cam next time. All right, cool. You guys any last words?
Hype.
Jojo? Last word, Jojo?
Oh, that was me.
Okay. Hype. All right. Okay. All right. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, everyone. All right. We'll catch you later in Discord and Telegram. Don't forget to join. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share it, all the good stuff. All right. Thanks very much.
That notification icon.
Oh, yes, that too. All right. Catch us later. Catch you tomorrow.